What's going on YouTube? I wanted to do a video. Actually, I know it's kind of early. We're still in September. We don't get cold here until about January. But I kind of felt that for people around the country and around the world where it's already cold or it's about to get cold, or just for somebody that wanted the information, I'm building right now. I'm showing you how I protect my trees, some of the modifications that I've made through the years as my trees have gotten bigger, and I hope that you can come away with learning something from something. I mean, anyway, so here's what I've done so far. So I've taken this particular tree, okay, and 4 10-foot pieces of Schedule 40 PVC pipe, the thick stuff. I framed it out. In the corners, I use these elbows that have a tread. Okay, you'll see why. One modification that I'm going to make to this that you don't see at the moment is that at the 5-foot mark, in the middle of these PVC pipes, halfway, I'm going to cut them into 5-foot strips, 5-foot sections. And the reason is because I'm going to place a T, one of these, with a vertical pipe straight down to the ground for support. So once I framed it out, now you could modify this, make this as small as you want, but I don't necessarily think that we should go any bigger than 10 feet, even though you could. But the reason why I go 10 feet is because that is the width that I have of my frost cloths. And I feel also that a smaller area is easier to keep controlled temperature-wise than a larger area. So once I framed it out, I hammered in, or actually I didn't hammer it in, I stuck in some rebar in all the corners. I don't know if you can see. Okay. And in my vertical supports at the top is that coupling that's got a tread on it. And that's going to hook into that elbow, the female end. Anyway, I will pause it and I will come back and I'll show you how I raise it up. One thing I wanted to point out is that you will need to do one section at a time, because it's, unless you had 3 other people with you, you'll want to do it this way. Makes it easier, and then you just connect the 2 that connect the ends and makes it easier. Also, other thing I wanted to note, that on the PVC, to keep the PVC from sliding down all the way to the ground, you can use clamps, which I probably will use some clamps, or you could use some wire like this. You'll raise it to the height which keeps the PVC from sliding down. Now the reason is because what I'm using here is I'm using like 5.5 foot, little over 5 feet, 5.5 feet pieces, and my tree is 7 feet tall. 6.5, 7 feet tall. So I want to get it at least 1.5 to 2 feet above the top of the tree because of the inflorescence. You know, if it flowers, I don't want the flower touching the frost cloth. Anyway, let me connect the other sides, the other two bars in the side, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I have all 4 ends up. It's all connected, and here's what it looks like. There's some bow in it. That can be fixed by using like T's in the halfway point and using vertical support in the middle. Now what I'm about to do now is use wire and raise it up to the height that I want. All right, here we have it. Instead of the wire, I use clamps. I'll have to buy some more of them, but these are the clamps I use. You know, you can pick them up like a package of 12 for like $9, $10 or something like that on Amazon. Those are the same clamps that I use to hold down my frost cloth. Now, I don't know if you could see. Yeah, there we go. It goes up about 1 foot. Maybe, I could raise it up a little more. But you could always raise it up once you put the frost cloth, once you put the covering on top. It's actually what I recommend is you'll have to lower it to put the cloth on, because it's really difficult, like especially if it's windy. It's almost impossible. It's pretty frustrating. So I would recommend lower it down all the way to the ground, down to the 5 foot or whatever, 5.5 foot, 5 foot, however high you cut your vertical supports, and put the cloth on. Clamp the cloth to the PVC pole, which my cloths right now, they're still, in my garage, and I haven't taken them out yet. So I'm not going to demonstrate that at the moment. It's still 90 degrees here, so that wouldn't be good. But anyway, so what I do, now that you see, here's the whole angle. I have another one set up that I will do, same size, and in the middle is a tree that doesn't get a cage. Now that's my Malika, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small piece of frost cloth and put it directly connecting the 2 cages. But this is my way of enjoying my trees, enjoying the fruit. You could always let them die. I don't want to let them die. No, people think I'm crazy, but I do a little bit of preparation, and that's it. This is it's not too hard. It's not too hard. It's pretty easy. It's just preparing. Like I've been actually since last winter modifying in my mind and writing down a little bit what I'm preparing to do for the next winter. Because these trees are getting smaller, they're getting bigger and bigger, so I have to figure out what it is I'm going to do, and and go from there. But I think I'm not going to let these trees get any wider than 10 feet. I will not let them get wider than 10 feet. Like next year, next summer, after I harvest the fruit off of the lemon zest, I'm going to keep this tree. I'm going to cut it back a little bit, maybe hard prune it. But, the rosy gold isn't really giving me an issue. That I think I can control that one. But that lemon zest is just, seems like to be out of control. But anyway, I hope you like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and share this with somebody that you think that would need it. And thank you for watching.